Welcome to this exciting video on Bible genre. So we're talking about styles of text writing in the Bible using flashcards. So flashcards are little pieces of cardboard or paper in a rectangular shape that would actually fit on your palm. So about 6 by 4. So during this video, I asked you to actually pause the video and create a flashcard for each one. Okay, so how do we create a flashcard? Flashcards are effective for memory because they use active recall, which focuses the brain to retrieve information, strengthening neural connections. They also promote spaced repetition, helping you review material over increasing intervals, which enhances long-term retention and reduces forgetting. Create clear and concise cards. Write a question or a prompt on one side. Write an answer or explanation on the other. Keep it brief, focus on one concept per card. Practice active recall. Look at the front side, so with the question on that front side, try and recall the answer without even flipping it and looking at it. Flip it over to check if you're correct. Say it out loud. Speaking your answers can reinforce memory through auditory, so learning through hearing. Use pictures or mnemonics, so images or symbols. Add simple images, symbols, or memory tricks to the front of the card to help you remember complex ideas. Teach somebody something else. Use your flashcards to quiz a friend or explain a concept. Teaching is a powerful way to learn. So here we go. So we're looking at genre, and here's the first one. I notice I've got two questions in this flashcard. So what is a Bible myth? And the second question, give an example of a Bible myth. When I flip the card over, so the answer to that first question, biblical mythology, so myths use symbolic stories to explain the world, human nature, and God. These stories reveal deep truths rather than literal history. They often deal with origins and meaning. And that second question, so explaining myth with an example, the story of Adam and Eve in Genesis chapter 3 is an example of myth. The apple in the story is a metaphor which actually represents sin. So now pause your video, create that first flashcard. The second flashcard, two questions. What is a biblical or Bible narrative? Give an example of a Bible narrative. So flipping it over, the answer. Narrative tells a story involving people, events, and God's actions. It includes characters, setting, events, and a plot. These stories often teach moral or theological lessons. The second question, which asks me to name an example and explain it. So the story of Noah's Ark is a narrative as it uses people, such as Noah's family, objects, such as the ark, and events, the flood. Note that in my example, I've actually used part of the definition to explain why this is considered myth. The next flashcard, what is Bible epic or legend? Give an example of biblical epic or legend. The answer, flipping my flashcard, epics or legends are grand stories that celebrate the heroic deeds and faith of individuals in the history of God's people. So that key concept of hero. An example, the story of young David who kills the giant Goliath with a small stone or a slingshot. So pause your video, create your flashcard. The next flashcard, what is Bible law? Give an example of Bible law. Flipping it over, the answer, law contains God's commandments and instructions for right and wrong behavior. These texts outline moral behavior, such as ritual practices and community order. They are usually found in the Torah or the Old Testament, the first part of the Old Testament. An example is thou shalt not kill, which demonstrates that the sacredness of life. So pause your video, create your flashcard. The next genre. What is Bible poetry? Give an example of Bible poetry, flipping over your flashcard. Poetry uses rhythm, so rhythm, imagery and metaphor to express emotion and devotion. It often reflects on God, human experience, and creation. So that idea of metaphor is where I use one image or one idea to represent something else. So for example, The Lord is my shepherd from Psalm 23. Shepherd is used as a metaphor to represent guidance, care, and protection in a poetic form. It contains rhythm, it contains imagery, and obviously shepherd is a metaphor. Pause your video, create your flashcard. The next genre, what is a Bible Proverbs, or what are Bible Proverbs? Give an example of a Bible proverb, flipping it over the answer. Proverbs are short, wise sayings that offer practical advice for righteous and meaningful living. Here's an example. For everything there is a season, for a time for every matter under heaven. So from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. And it basically what that's saying, in human life, there are many seasons, so ups and downs, which reflect the seasons like winter and summer. Pause the video, create your flashcard. And the last one, what is a Bible prophecy? Give me an example of Bible prophecy. Flipping my flashcard over. Prophecy involves messages from God delivered by prophets to call people back to faithfulness, justice, and repentance. And my example, Isaiah chapter 1 warns of judgment but promises hope if the people return to God. So prophets often, they're like God's spokesperson, especially when there are injustices happening. So sort of bad things happen, the prophet speaks. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to create a whole set of flashcards. They're a great way to memorize. So quiz yourself, then go and quiz somebody else, teach somebody else something else. It's a great way to remember. So active recall. Have a great day. Bye-bye.